guys, welcome to another 550 paracord tutorial, and today I'm going to be teaching you how to make a snake knot lanyard for your knife and a box knot lanyard. So the first lanyard we're going to be making is the snake knot lanyard. When you buy the snake knot knife lanyard online, it will be pre-made. Again, there's various colours available online. You'll need about just under a metre length of cord. If you fancy making it yourself, I'll show you how. So in order to make a snake knot lanyard, you'll need your cord, you'll need a pair of scissors, a lighter, and a bead of your choice. Now in this case we're using a bronze titanium bead, which are sold on our website. They come in two colours, and that's bronze and gunmetal. Okay, so grab your cord and then you want to have it in half, equal on each side. So for every knife lanyard you're going to need a loop. So I normally measure this out by using 4 fingers, like so, and I always give a little bit of a leeway there just to fit the bead, and it will sit on top. So what you want to do is just get your hand and just measure 4 fingers across and leave a bit of space and just pinch, and this is where your starting point is going to be. So once you've found your starting point, you want to pinch, and then this is where you're going to start the snake knot stitch. So you grab your left hand side loose piece of cord and you want to put it over the right hand side and under, and just have it hanging like so. The next step is to grab the right hand side and you want to bring it under the left and going over the top, and then you're going to put that through the loop created by the left hand side of the cord, and you want to just give it a tight pull to create your first knot. And the knot will look something like this. You then repeat the same process all the way to the end. We normally do around 8 knots, and then we'll leave a little bit at the end before we cut the cord, but I'll show you how to do that once we get there. So when we get to the end, you should have something that looks like this, and you'll start to see the snake knot pattern. Now when we get to the end, what you want to do is, if you want to put your bead inside, then you can do so. Normally they're pretty easy to put in. You just slide them through and it will look like that. So in order to safely cut off the ends, I recommend using scissors. Obviously ensuring that you do this carefully, and normally leave off just around an inch before the cut off point. You should then have something that looks a bit like this. And the final part to this, you'll want to heat seal the ends by using a lighter. Make sure that when you do sort of touch the ends, you don't burn yourself, as it will be very hot. And the lanyard is finished. So in order to attach your knife lanyard to your knife, I normally go back to the cut cord and take a strand out of it, put it through the loop, and then you can feed that to the end of the knife, back onto the other side, and just pull it through, like so. And then you bring your knife lanyard through the loop and give a tight pull, and there you have your lanyard onto your knife. Okay, so the second knife lanyard we're going to be making is the box stitch lanyard. For this you're going to need, you can have one colour or you can have two different colours. Both cords about an arm length of cord. In this case we're using olive green and black. Okay, so the first step is choose a colour of what's going to be your starting point. In this case I'm going to choose olive, and what you want to do is the ends, you can't have them heat sealed because you need to be able to pull the strands out like so. And you'll want to do this with the other colour as well, so just pull the strands like so. So for this lanyard I'm going to be using a anvil bead. So to start, what you need to do is you need to have an inner strand cut off, and then you put your starting cord there like so. After you've done that, you want to feed the cord through the bead and just push it through like so. Once you've done that, again you want to create a loop in order for you to be able to put the lanyard through the knife. So again, around 4 fingers, and just leave a little bit of a leeway there, and that will be your starting point. The next step is turn it upside down so it looks like so. I normally put my thumb and my index finger as a support for the cord, and then you grab your other colour, and again you want to have equal sides here on both sides, and you want to create a cross. Right, so in order to create the stitch, you grab the cord that's closer to you and you want to put it over the second piece of cord, so like so. And the next step is you do the same all the way around, so just overlapping and again overlap, and then what you want to do is you want to create a hole with the first cord that you folded over, and you want to put the last loose end through that loop, and just give it a tight pull on each side, and you'll have something like a box knot there. Okay, so I don't know if you've noticed, but I was actually going anti-clockwise in the previous knot, and this time I'm going to have to go clockwise, so it will have to be clockwise, anti-clockwise, clockwise, anti-clockwise, and so on until finish. Once you get to about halfway, this is what your box knot lanyard should look like. Okay, so once you've decided that you've reached the end, by the way, you can have this as long as you want. It's down to you as to how long you want it or where you want to stop it. So what I normally do is I just create a single knot with all the loose bits of cord, just to keep the lanyard in place or from coming undone. Just right at the end there, and give a pull on every single piece of cord there, so it should look something like that. Next step is you want to cut off the loose cord. So again, take your scissors and about 1.5 inches for this one you want, and safely cut off the ends like so. And then the final part is to heat seal the ends, just to make sure that they don't come undone. Again, do be careful as the cord will be very hot. And there you have it, a box knot lanyard. And to attach the lanyard to the knife, again we take a piece of the inner strand of the 550 paracord, put it through the loop like so, and then put it through the knife, and then feed the lanyard through the loop. Once you've done that, just give it a tight pull, and there you have your box knot lanyard.